Welcome back, ladies and gents. How's it going? Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Want to talk about a couple quick things, quick little things, itsy bitsy quick little things. I moved my drawer controller because it wasn't reading this side, and it's got like a 12 radius, so I decided to put it in the middle. And I kind of moved the indent. Again, I'm not sure. I didn't really want something sticking out either. And this is actually a XNet cable right here. It's a facade, right? So because I have additional access points and whatnot to it, along with the trim that goes down below, right? So you can see that the trim's going underneath in all four directions, right? Kind of like a cross. So I had the trim and the XNet, and it just, yeah, if I would have had two blocks up here like this, I think it would have looked pretty darn lame, to say the least. So I decided to kind of put it back in the floor. I centralized it in the room as well and just kind of made it nice and centered. And yeah, you can click and boom, away you go, right? So yeah, I don't know. I still don't like the indent, but I'm actually thinking, again, because this is a block here that I can't get rid of because of the XNet, it's kind of awkward just to even lower the entire floor. I'll have to think about it a little bit further as we go. But everything is working as intended on the drawers. I kind of played around a little bit with plates. You'll see here I do have, or I did have, wherever I put them, right here, the storage downgrade to get down to a single stack. And I kind of played around with the plates and, potentially automating them, but I really couldn't decide a great way to do it without using like multiple machines or, something along those lines that really probably wasn't. I don't know. It seemed complicated. Let's put it that way. It seemed overly complicated for something that didn't need to be. So I think for right now, we'll just keep making plates as we go or as we see fit. I mean, I can throw them in a storage drawer instead of this chest type thing, but for now, we'll just keep it going as we're going. Okay? Simple as that. I made this nice little walkway. I didn't realize that I forgot that these were block craftery, so I crafted some grass. Oh, by the way, I made a hammer. Yeah, that's the thing. With Silk Touch, so that I could get grass whenever I wanted to. I'll have to fix that. But basically, we go down here now, which is cool. Why is this like this? Why did I do this? Why didn't I just do that? Well, fix that a little bit. Anyways, I made this little walkway down to what will be our nuclear area. We're just going to sleep in this slab and that block. It's perfectly fine. Best place to put a sleeping mat. All right, so I made this little walkway down into the ravine, which I thought was cool. We have pillars coming up supporting it. I got to, of course, design it out a little bit further. But this comes down to our nuclear reactor. Very nice. And this, of course, ends up underneath our base for IC2. So pretty nice that we have good access to everything as well. And I've connected up an XNet to it, just into the line. I haven't done anything with this yet. It's very expensive, right? It is very expensive to build one of these things. I've gotten myself the reactor plating. I'm going to work on this just a little bit as I go here. I also have the 12 component heat vents that I require ready to go, but then I need a whole bunch of the overclocked heat vents. These guys, you got the gold plates, you got copper plates, very expensive, and this guy here, which is iron plates, iron bars, and then more copper and tin. So quite expensive, quite an expensive recipe, but it will be one that really helps us out as we go. And luckily, these are like a one-time use thing, right? But for now, I'm just going to store it down here in this chest until I get my reactor fully up and operational. We'll get around to that here soon enough, okay? Now, I got this slimy grass in a reward bag a while back. And I've never really done anything with it. And I was actually thinking about it. Why don't I just break it? Maybe we'll get like a sapling or something like that. But I can't place it down anywhere, right? Like, I can't place the slimy grass down on anything. I don't even think it works on just plain dirt. So, yeah, I guess I'll need to go get some slimy grass. I have not seen a slime island yet, period. So, yeah, that's the thing. That's a thing that's definitely happened. So, yeah, anyways, I'd like to get rid of this, but we can't do anything with it. So, yeah. One of those little nuanced details. Not a big deal, though. Okay? So we'll put that back in there. I do want to show you one other thing that I've done. And before we do that, I'm going to make a redstone engineering block. And we're going to make another drawer controller. Okay? Pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy there. I am like straight out of spruce wood, aren't I? Oh no, I got some planks. Okay, good. Good. That's the wrong ones. I'm going to need the other ones. Okay, anyways, we'll come back and I'll do the drawers later. Good day, sir. Good day, sir. How's the salespeople doing? All right, over here, I have expanded on our farm setup. So I've completed this whole row all the way up to the top. This is how it's going to look, and it's going to be good. And then I built this nice little platform. We are sticking with the grass up here. I made sure to get grass growing and all that kind of stuff with the silk touch. And I started going down this other route for more crops. Okay. Now, in this center section, this is where I want to do any and all food auto crafting and storage. Okay. So, I've put a whole bunch of food and such over in our fridge. But it's a matter of, okay, now we'll have this. We'll have it auto-harvesting. It'll go underneath this, so it's nice and hidden, right? We'll have all of our wiring underneath, coming up and into our storage up here, okay? So we're basically going to have a giant food section here, which is going to be cool. And I've kind of decided that I might remove the kitchen from this area. And we may put it over there, right? So I haven't decided officially yet or not. I don't know what this would then become, but maybe we can do something with it down the road. But I'm kind of thinking we can have our kitchen out there. We can have all our storage. That'll be kind of our big old vegetable food area. It'd be kind of nice to do. There's a lot of different things that we can do, like ground traps and stuff like that, instead of dealing with like the animals over yonder, right? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. No big deal. But yeah, instead of dealing with all the cows and whatnot, we can do things like ground traps from Pam's Harvest Craft and probably automate those so much easier than it would be to do like an auto feeder and, come in and kill or doing like a child adult splitter, all that type of stuff with a whole bunch of machinery. So I think we can probably automate those ground traps quite a bit easier. So that's kind of one of my thought processes at the moment with it. So let's start over in our farming area and get that going with our drawers. Or at least that's my thought process today. So all of our drawers in this area do not need to be big drawers. That's one of the main things. And we have the same general situation that we have up there, where our controller is great, but we kind of need it to be centralized. But we don't, okay? And the reason I say that is we can actually use, well, a slave doesn't work like that, but we can use a slave as an additional input. Yeah, it doesn't expand on the storage. It would work well for the inputting of things automatically, but doesn't really help with controlling the drawers. So in each section, we kind of have these corners, right, to the water, and then we have these water sections, okay? So my thought process was, in these water sections, this isn't going to be a section that you're going to walk off, right? You have no desire to go tend to the farms by strolling down a stream. So my thought process was we can put drawers along this section here, and then leave these guys a little bit more open to walk down the sides. But then I was even thinking that we have these side panels here, which are kind of designed to be walked, so we can expand on that. We have lots of room. We could go the full length if we wanted to. Okay, so I don't think we need to worry about centralizing our drawer controller for the farm. Okay, now this section here is probably going to be our last to be developed, so I'm going to throw down our drawer controller right there. Pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. I know, right? Super complex stuff we're doing around here. But yeah, so that'll be our initial drawer controller for now. And then we need to get ourselves some drawers. So I'm going to go make some drawers quickly. We're gonna go with the 2x2, the one with the 4 in it, for everything. I don't see a need for anything else. So I'm gonna make a whole bunch of these, and then we'll get that done. All right, so a couple other things. I don't have a ton of emeralds, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I don't have that many. We got these beautiful market guys over here, and I'd like to get more emeralds. So let's get ourselves 4 of you and 4 of you, and let's make ourselves a shipping bin. This is from Pam's Harvest Craft. It's an amazing block. I highly recommend it, as it is amazing. Wow, I was actually successfully... Oh yeah, they void. That's why. Forgot all about that. It's fine. But the shipping bin is really, really useful, and we are definitely going to be utilizing it over here. So what this allows you to do is it allows you to sell pretty much meat products and fish and stuff like that for emeralds. Okay? And you can get like 4 per stack. You know, it looks like... Yeah, so there's all of our meat stuff, right? So, and also honey and grubs and such. So you can get more emeralds from this, right? In the meantime, though, I've set up a nice little bank of drawers. They look beautiful. And I've added at least all of the things that we currently have planted, okay? Now, there's a whole bunch others that I'd like to get. And one of them being, because that shipping bin will basically use up all of our meat, right? So our raw beef and stuff like that, we will be utilizing for that type of stuff. Well, with this, I believe, with the burger, aha, there it is. The raw tofik, that's the one right there. So with firm tofu, mushroom, black pepper, cooking oil, and... Is there a different one? There might be a bit different one, a cheaper one. Raw venison, raw prime steak. No, that's the one. Okay. The raw tofik is the one that I'm thinking of. But basically, we can make this as a substitute for our raw beef. So then we can sell all our raw beef for emeralds. Or at least that's part of my thought process anyways. So we can take those moo-moos over there, we can slaughter them all, sell that beef, as well as ground traps, which is another way of getting them, and we can go from there. So what I want to get is I want to buy a soybean. Very good. We've bought in 1 soybean seed. Excellent. Sorry, Emerald Muncher. I went to Weathered Salesperson. My bad. But yeah, we can do this up accordingly. Now, I should have a decent amount of bones. Yeah, I do. That's good. We'll just do some bone mealing. Get some of these growing up. So, the soybean is definitely one that I wanted to use, right? And then let's just go with the tofik and see what else. We need mushrooms. So, white mushroom. I already have white mushrooms. That's good. Now these guys here we can make into a spore and they can grow accordingly. I've also never eaten one. I should probably be eating more of this stuff, getting some bonus hearts here and there, but we'll continue to expand on that as we go. So I think we only need 15 spores, if I'm not mistaken. So these spores should be able to be planted just like so into our farm. That's just their seed, right? And then we can save the mushrooms like that. Beautiful. Our soybean, we are going to plant and grow accordingly, just like so. Just spam it, use up all the bone meal, and then we can make ourselves another 14 seeds. Very good. Get that guy all done as well. Now, you may be thinking, I think I mentioned in the last episode, I want to do the harvester from Kryllyk to actually farm all these items. And we'll get to that here shortly. I do want to just make sure that we have everything that we need for the Tofik, whatever that means. We do need a peppercorn. Now, peppercorns are a little bit different. Peppercorns are dropped off a peppercorn sapling. I haven't really set up a good place for saplings or anything like that. And they give us veggie bait. Now, veggie bait we can use in a ground trap, for example, to get pork chops, mutton, you know, a lot of different things like chickens and such. So that'll be really useful. But I wanted all of my tree stuff to be over here. So let's go buy a peppercorn tree and plant it, and then see what we can do otherwise. Okay, so peppercorn tree, peppercorn sapling. It's going to take us 3 emeralds to buy that guy. Oy, that hurts. That hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. But let's get a little bit more bones and bone meal and get this thing growing up. Now, there is some cool stuff that you can do with these. I don't have the stuff that I need on me. It's over in my IC2 area, I believe, and that's my shears. Now, what shears are going to allow us to do is you can actually shear off the items that you want. So we've had this cherry tree over here forever, right? Like, this thing's been around for a long time, right? And of course, I can pluck off my cherries just like so. And once you have 3 of a particular fruit, you can then make a new tree. But equally, you can use shears on the seed itself. So like that. And of course, if they're connected, vein or the ore extractor will mine more than one. But it does take a little bit of time to do this. But you can shear off the fruit, which is pretty darn cool in my opinion. So now I can take this, what was a cherry tree. Now it's basically a normal tree because I just removed the cherries out of it. Is my bauble empty? Why didn't that work? Anyways, so yeah, now this is just basically a plain old tree. So you can go around the world finding trees and such like that and harvesting all their fruit as you go, right? But basically we have 4 cherries. Very cool. Now, we don't really need cherries, but I wanted to use that as a demonstration to you all on what we can do here. So, with the peppercorn, we can do a similar thing. Okay? Oak leaves. Nailed it. Perfect placement. All planned. All according to plan. Even the laptop dinging in the background. All according to plan. Okay. All right. There we go. So, let's head on over. And I'm actually thinking that I'm going to tear down this because it's not really in my game plan, to say the least. And for right now, I'm going to put this guy here, and we're going to go like so. And we are going to farm up some peppercorns. Very good, very good. This one only has 2. So what I'm going to do is we're going to farm 6 peppercorns. Right? Just like so. As you can see, pretty straightforward. And then, I guess we farm more than that, but that's fine. Then we're going to remove the peppercorn itself off of the tree. All right? Just like we did with the cherries. Voila. Or excavator. Very nice. And then we're going to cut down the tree as well. Now, this should give us just plain old jungle saplings, which is also kind of cool. We didn't really have jungle saplings, so, and then I'm going to make myself 2 more peppercorn trees. Okay, so this is a nice, easy way that you can take your stuff and you can expand upon it and get even more, right? So we can get more peppercorns just from bone meal, as you saw there. I can make another 2 trees now But at the same time, I've also gained all of these peppercorns off of this tree, which we can then plant on leaves. Like those leaves that I just harvested. Yeah, those. Okay? So, by doing this, we can kind of compact down our size a little bit and make things a little bit more convenient for farming, for harvesting, all that type of stuff when it comes to Pam's. So, I'm going to finish up getting these peppercorns off of these trees, and then I'm going to see if I can't set up at least a small little section. You know what? I think I just came up with my solution to my problem. I think I did. Yep, I did. I just came up with it. So, we have all these leaves. While we're here, we might as well do it. I should make it another cherry tree. There we go. Cherry tree. Excellent. So, we have all these and these leaves, and we have this beautiful farm. Now, this is going to come up, and I was thinking of doming it over. But, what if we use the item that we just got and we go above this, right? We basically do saplings on this level, or leaves, I should say, on this level. You should be able to place them. They shouldn't disappear, right? Like this. Boom. So now we have the jungle leaves, which are one of the most gorgeous leaves, basically. And this is now our roof above our crops and everything like that. And then we add our peppercorns to these leaves. Now, just to be safe, I kind of want to put a log just on the top. Just like that. Just to make sure that things don't despawn. I haven't done this in a long time and I don't remember all the rules. But now I can basically set up my peppercorns on these leaves like that, and then we can come around with a harvester and auto collect them. Pretty darn sweet if you ask me. I think it's sweet anyways. So that's a good way to get peppercorns and all that type of stuff ready to go. Now, cooking oil I think isn't too big of a deal. I think we can get this with a lot of different things. Walnuts, tea leaves, olives, avocados. So tea leaf is probably a very easy one to do. And I think I have some. So let's go plant some tea leaves as well. That way we can get our cooking oil done. And what was the other thing I needed? Soy sauce. Soybean, which we're already going to be making, salt and water. Perfect. Not a problem whatsoever. We can easily do up that one. So we have a lot of different things that we are going to start to plant and use. Now, these scallions here, they're great. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not using them right now. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move them somewhere else. Okay. So what I'm going to do instead is we're going to plant the tea leaves here. That way, once we start harvesting these sections, we should be able to get all of our lettuce, our tomato. We'll have our soybeans, our mushrooms. Very good. We'll be getting garlic. I could move my strawberries and switch it with the garlic. I might do that just to gain the benefit of that. So we may do that as well. So one of those things. 15 scallions into the seeds. Very good. And these guys we'll plant down here. Still keeping them. I want to kind of get at least almost everything from Pam's. Just so that we can get set up accordingly. So I've kind of decided a couple things outside of the fact that the doorbell rang and everything. Getting one of these queen bees would be a good idea. I haven't found any out there. And we do have at least enough to get started here. And I think that this would be a good kind of starting process to get just one of these going. Let's get our queen bee from Pam's and get an apiary going. And the cool thing about the apiary is I think we can do it all in the same little setup here. So it's basically wood and sticks and a little bit of leather. So we have the leather. That is definitely no concern. We have the sticks. No concern there whatsoever. We have the wood. So we have easily more than enough to really get these guys going in our advantage. Okay. 6. Beautiful. So this will give us at least an apiary for the Pam's Harvestcraft bees. Now, I did a little bit of reno over here, and I kind of was playing around with the jungle leaves a little bit, and I kind of decided that this looks good. I like this. You know, we can kind of do some trees along the way. I'm also thinking like some sugar cane down the way, and hopefully that'll harvest as well. I'll have to see how that all works, but just some of my thought process going through my head. We'll do an apiary right here like this. I want to get a few flowers. I think flowers boost these apiaries? I don't know for sure, but I thought that they did. I'm pretty certain that they do. It's not a dramatic boost, and it's not like a requirement like you would get with the normal bees and all that type of stuff. But I'm kind of considering these more like a Pam's food than I am a bee. So like once we do our bees over there, that'll be our bee area for our forestry bees. But these guys here, I think we could just kind of have a nice little garden. Nothing too crazy. A simple little setup along the side here just for some of these bees to give us some good loot that we can sell, right? We can sell the grubs, we can sell the honeycombs, and we can sell the wax combs as well. So there's a lot of good potential there. I really like these trees. I think that this is good. We're not going to have a full canopy all the way to the side over here. But I think that these will be a nice little feature to kind of expand on and grow as we go. Now, I'm just manually making these trees, right? So I'm just kind of going up, and I think it's 4 high. Yep. And I'm just kind of planting them right on the lava stone even, right? And planting down those, and then I'll have to come through and get myself some more leaves. Now, I don't have jungle stuff, as bad as that sounds, right now. So we'll have to do some other form of farming to get that done, and it might even just be farming up some more peppercorns. Right? Those were jungle based tree. So I think what we can do is we can head on up here. We can get ourselves some oak saplings. We don't have any oak saplings. Where's all our saplings gone? We had a whole bunch. Have we been slowly but surely dwindling away? Whoa. What has been using up all the saplings? I guess we've just been using them. We've been using that much power that our power cell's been kicking on biomass. Wow. I'm actually a little bit shocked that we've had that many saplings go. Anyways, yeah, so you learn new stuff when you come out here. Shocking things. I thought that this farm would be good. I mean, we're good. We still have a whole bunch, but I'm surprised we don't have any extras. Yeah. Nope. Oh, cool. I guess you learned something new, right? Anyways, let's see if we can't get another one here. There we go. We got 2. That's half the battle. And these guys we can craft with the peppercorn. And I think that this will convert them to basically giving us a jungle-based tree. So that'll get us the jungle wood, the jungle leaves, all that kind of stuff. And we can go from there. So that's kind of nice. You can kind of convert with this as well. I need to get also more shears. There's a lot of setup here that I need to get going. So I'm going to keep working on some of the setup and stuff like that for what it is I'm doing. And yeah, we'll probably come back and we'll have to automate some of this. We'll have to do some things just to really improve upon, this small little footprint of an area up here. But I think it's going to be worth it. I think it's going to be really, really good. Okay, so I think we're at the point of the harvester. And I like the point. The reason I like the harvester is pretty straightforward. It's kind of saying gentle harvesting. Okay, so what that means is it's going to leave the crop where it is. It's not going to completely uproot the crop to harvest it. And that's pretty important when it comes to these types of crops, especially the ones on the leaves there. I think that this is a good idea. Also, this is looking awesome. I love it. I love it. I actually really enjoy the orangey lava next to the jungle and the greens and all of that type of stuff. So, plus we have like just a nice general canopy going overhead, which I think is great. It's going to really look nice once we get this greenhouse coming up and over these trees to be utilized effectively. I think it's going to be great. We're going to have the shrubs down the sides. It's going to be picturesque. It's going to be beautiful in here. Nice and natural, but also kind of man-made, man-configured, I should say, more than anything. So really, really happy with the way that it's working out so far. I did plant another cherry tree. I'll get those down. I have a few cherries planted down yonder, down there. But I really am enjoying this setup. So the one downside to these harvesters is they're not that cheap. They're really not that cheap. Each one's going to take 2 emeralds, which are my last 2 emeralds, right? So 2 emeralds for this, an advanced machine casing, nether quartz, and obsidian. So they're not like the cheapest form of, getting stuff done here. But I do think that they're one of the best ones. I really do. So we're going to get ourselves a dispenser, which is a bow. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy there. 7, we'll do some sticks, which I need a couple more. And some string. I have string. 1, 2, 3. Very good. So we'll get a bow quickly. We'll get ourselves a dropper. Pretty straightforward recipe for the most part, but yeah, not the cheapest. Not the cheapest in the slightest. And then we need an advanced machine casing, which is down in my IC2 area. Again, not overly cheap. I think I have one. I do. Perfect. I have 2 of them. Awesome. Great. That is great. All right, so there's a harvester. So we have ourselves a harvester. This is at least going to get us the capabilities of automatically harvesting our food products in a specific area. Now, I'm not sure if these go up and down tiers, okay? I think they just harvest the tier that they're on, okay? So we'll have to kind of figure that out as we go here, all right? That's a little bit of an annoyance. You know what? We'll just do that. That's okay. Now, I think that these are supposed to harvest in... Is it a 15 by 15? I think it's the same size as the farmer over there. But again, I'm not sure if it goes up or down a block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it down right here for now. And we'll see how far it gets. So we'll place it down like that. That's good. It is going to need 15 by 15 is the most. Okay, good. Always on, preview hidden. Preview on. Okay. I mean, it gets all the way to the other side, which is great, right? It's harvesting all the way over to here, but it doesn't look like it's going to up one. So this is going to be very expensive with the tiered setup that I currently have. I mean, we probably... Can we go 11 by 11? Does that get it all? It might be all we need, right? Yeah, we only need the 11 by 11 to get to the other side, so that's good. So we can kind of reduce it if it doesn't go up and down, right? For now, we'll leave it as a 15 by 15 in hopes that it's going to go vertical and down. But again, if it doesn't, then I think we can reduce it. The other thing is we don't quite get far enough to get this guy, which is slightly frustrating as well. How am I going to pull this off? That's a tough one. It's kind of tough doing tiered farming automatically. Well, let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens first, right? Let's not get too carried away here. And let's just see where we get to. Oh, I have it over here. Okay, so we're going to have this as a connector. That's good. And we'll just call this Harvester 1 for now. Nothing too crazy. We'll just set it up accordingly. I do have some extra cabling, which is good. Good. Oh boy. Well, I just mined it all out. It's fine. No big deal. I thought that the one wide gap would have been okay. Anyways, so we'll just connect this guy up accordingly. I guess we'll run around the outside. It doesn't really matter. I ran it on the inside. I had a different plan in mind when I first started today. But this will work as well. I'm not overly concerned or worried about the cabling because once we get this done, it's all going to be enclosed in anyways. So, yeah, not overly worried about it. We can run this over and connect it to our drawer here. And let's see how we do. Okay, good. So we're set up accordingly. There we go. We have our XNet running over. I do not have an XNet control panel yet hooked up to this. So I'll have to go and grab that before we ultimately get this thing up and running. But the main thing that I want to do first is I want to get this a little bit of power and see what it harvests. Right? We do have a mature up here, so that's good. And we have some on the other side, so I don't think it's going to go vertical, though. I really don't. So let's see. I don't think I have any sort of quick and easy power, like a Spectre coil or something along those lines. So I might be having to steal something else. Oh, I have an avocado sapling. Well, that's nice. It's going to save me a little bit of time and money. I also have apples and cherries. The apple one might be really nice to plant and get some more apples overall into our system. So, let's see. Yeah, I don't really have any sort of quick power, I don't think. No, it's not looking overly promising here. I had allium in 2 separate areas. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, and I already had a dropper too. That's annoying. It's fine. No big deal. We'll just put that there. Okay. Yeah, looks like I'm going to have to figure out a way to get power over there. Simple as that. I don't have any other power. So what I'm going to go do is I'm going to just go steal our mechanism solar panel for now. Because we can. I could connect it with the XNet otherwise, but I don't think that's a good idea. I could also put the Americam RTG in place there. We'll have to think of power for this area. I don't want it to be complex. I really don't, but yeah. So I'll slap this down. Let me go get a controller from XNet, and we'll see if we can't get this system at least up and running. Alright, so I have power. I just brought over the solar panel and we got our controller hooked up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an energy channel. This will be the easiest thing that we do. It'll start, continually humming, which again, I got to get a different power source. It's fine. We're going to have a main power cell at some point in time and we'll just connect this up maybe via a router or something like that, right? So basically what we need to do is this will be a create of an insert for power. Let's see. Does that even work? I don't even know if that works. It might not. It might not be able to pull from there. We might need a power cell. Export? Can that export energy? I don't think so. I don't believe so. Yeah, we're going to need some sort of a power cell. Dang. Okay. So I got to tweak this setup a little bit. With this guy kind of being behind by 1. And then a power cell connected in. And then we'll have to do another connector right here for the power cell. Okay. Power. We'll just do it like that and get it all ready to go. Okay. Let me get that. You guys don't need to see me make an energy cube. It's going to take way too long. Okay, so a bit of sad news. As you can see, it did not change. It did not effectively harvest anything except for the 1 tier. So in a positive, we can go to the 11 by 11 size. I didn't make an energy cell. I just took the American RTG, which apparently worked, and put it down here and just pull from that. Sadly, it doesn't directly power this, though, as well, so I put down the solar panel again. I'll have to edit and improve that, down the road. Also, that one RTG thing is not enough power for this harvester, right? Area will attempt to harvest at once at the cost of fuel. Okay. Either way, we need to do the whole area. So, all things considered, we do get our lettuce and tomato, but not overly efficient with our harvester. So, and the power consumption's pretty darn huge. A lot more than I remember it being. So, yeah, not overly the best. Would single work here? I don't think it matters. I think it takes the same amount of power anyway, so we might as well just leave it on. So, ultimately what that'll mean is we're going to need a harvester for every single level that we want to auto harvest, which is a lot. That's very, very expensive. As well as every tree area, which is even more expensive. The only other thing that I can do, and if we look at the preview area here, I can lower this leaf down, right? We can go back to the 15 or 13 by 13, basically. It'll be a 15 at that point. So we can go back to the 15 by 15 area. We can lower each one of these down, right, by 1, and then that would at least harvest this line, and then this one up here would harvest this line, right? But then those would be growing right above our crops. I don't know if that's even possible. So I'd have to give it a try. And I guess we can try it quickly, can't we? We can do it pretty quickly here. Let's give it a shot and see what we can do. I think I'm out of bone meal, though, sadly. So let's see if we can't get this done nice and quickly here. Just for science purposes more than anything. So let's grab a cherry and see what it does. Right? Boom. 1 cherry. Excellent. I'm going to go grab a quick little bit of bone meal as well. And yeah, we'll see if this works, because if it can harvest 1 level above, that would work pretty darn nice, if I do say so myself. It'd be a little bit more compact. It would definitely be a little bit more squishy in the areas. Oh boy, I think my boots are out of juice. Much harder to jump. All right, let's do that, and let's just go like so. Take that guy. And so that'll be there. Can we even place this here? Yes, we can. Okay, so that's good. And then that should harvest that. So next harvest mode here, we should see a cherry come in as soon as this gets to the end. Cherry. Okay. So I can lower all these leaves down. It'll work fine. So our harvester will be able to harvest 1, 2, 3, 4 then at that point in time. I'm okay with that. 4 is at least a better amount of our resources, I feel, than what we currently are doing. So I'll have to kind of just tweak my setup here. Definitely going to have to get myself another set of shears and all of that. I got to do a lot of tweaking overall. But I'm going to do some tweaks. Going to do some adjustments. I'm going to get some more crops and everything as well, because why not? And yeah, I'll see you all in the next episode. I got to go recharge the boots, get some shears. Is there like an automatic shear or like any other shear that I can use that's a little bit better? Enhanced shears. What do these do? Launches magical shears. I don't even... What? Obsidian shears. 2380 durability. Yes, please. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. 1, 2. We can make these. This is easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obsidian shears. Let's go. Bam. Nailed it. All right. I got a lot of work to do between now and when you guys will see me next. I appreciate all the views. Hit the like button, please. I don't pander much for likes and all that kind of stuff. So if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button. I love comments. Keep the comments coming. I absolutely love comments. It's good times. I read them all. Even if I don't always respond, I'm usually reading them. So keep them coming. You guys' support's been amazing. Let's keep it up. Thank you all so much. Have a good one.